everyone, welcome to Tiny Gwen's Miniatures. My name is Rachel. Behind me is my Swiss chalet, which I'm going to be working on today. I want to finish the window boxes, so I'm going to be taking you through those. The house itself is a vintage model. It would have been built between 1960 and 1980. I bought this second hand off eBay from a lovely lady just outside Birmingham, so had to travel quite a way for it, but it was a good price, and it's amazingly well built, very sturdy. So I'm going to be giving you a tour of the outside and inside, and then we'll get on with working on the window boxes. Hoping to do some nice paper flowers and keep it quite colourful and cheerful. So hoping you'll stick with me. I'll see you in a bit. So here is the house. Sorry for the slightly wobbly camera. I can't stand, my room is very small and I can't stand far away enough to get the whole thing in, so I'm sorry. Just have to do my best here, trying to fit it all in. I've kept the original windows. I still have the attic one to do. I did redo it, but I wasn't happy with it, so I'm going to do it again. But I would like to kind of keep as much of the original features as I can. The balcony wasn't there. The balcony was missing. The original house would have had a balcony. So I bought these pre-cut laser banister things, and I added the balcony in. As you can see, it's got dragons and moons and the rowan tree and more dragons and moons that side. These are the original shutters, which don't really fit. I mean, you couldn't actually use them because they would never cover those windows, but they are quite sweet, so I've left them in because they are part of the original plan. The window box I've not finished yet, so I'm hoping to do those this weekend. I will show you the process of those. As you can see, this is what the window boxes did look like. So I'm covering those. Still have the sides to do with the house. The roof, I've had to replace some of the shingle. That needs painting properly. I've not finished that yet either, so I'll take you through that process as well. But the rest of the roof, luckily, is wood and was perfect. I've added a piece at the top here across just to neaten that, and also I added the corbels. You can see it's gone slightly blurry. There we go. You see my dragon in the background. I added the corbels, and I made the fascia board. I think that's what it's called, the fascia board. It was tricky because I actually had to cut it around so it fit around these corbels here. So I made that in cardboard, but it looks it looks okay. It does look like wood, I think, but it's quite cheery. The front door here, I made the front door. I need to put something inside at the top because there's a bit of a gap. So it's got a little handle. And I want to do some pots and some plants, so I'm going to be making some paper flowers and hopefully some ferns and different things. These are magnets that I've stuck here because I had this idea in my head that I would have removable seasonal plants in there, but we'll see how that goes. This side not finished yet either. There's only a window on the sides downstairs, but I'll turn it round and I will show you the other side. So this is inside, and I've done nothing to the inside yet, apart from taking the carpets out. But the actual workmanship, whoever built this in the 1980s, or whenever it was, it must have been pre-1980s. Most of these were built around about then. But you can see that there's mitered skirting board. There's coving. There's nice door frames. There's no doors on it. I need to replace those. But it's absolutely beautiful. It's lovely, lovely thick pine wood. It's very solid. It's very heavy. But there's the attic. There's the window that I didn't really... That's the kind of thing I wanted, but it just didn't look right. It's too... The white sections I did in pen. I did in my paint pens, and they're too transparent. So I need to redo that. But it's a sweet little attic. I'm not entirely sure what all the rooms are going to be yet. There's like I think that would have been a hallway. There's no staircase, so I need to get my head around what I'm going to do about that, whether I'm just going to leave it or build something. I was watching Aira Bentley, who, I love her channel. I don't know if you've seen her channel, Bentley's Minis. Check her out if you've not seen the stuff she does. It's wonderful. She's been going for years, but she has actually made a removable staircase. So that could be an option, to have one sort of externally. There's a little room. That's probably going to be the bathroom. I've started tearing off the wallpaper there. And this one actually has floorboards as well, which I'm going to keep. I think that's going to be the kitchen. I've bought a unit for the kitchen and rather stupidly forgot that there's a window in the side, so I'm going to have to doctor it, I think, a bit to make room for the window, but I'll show you that anyway later. And this is the living space. Nice big living room. Could move in there myself. I'd be very happy moving in here myself. So I'm thinking I'm going to do wood for the floors, floorboards probably. I might do some painted tiles. I want it kind of folky. I've taken some inspiration for my ideas from Bavarian houses, Swiss houses, and their beautiful folk style art, which I love. So it's going to be great. I'm going to take you with me on the whole process. I'm hoping you're going to enjoy it as much as I am. But anyway, I'll see you later. Just wanted to quickly show you my dollhouse project worksheets, which I've devised myself. This is basically an ideas board, and also can be used as a checklist for all the different projects, the tiny projects that are involved in working on the house. So there's exterior and interior. So there's lists for different things. These are my window boxes. I don't actually have 6 to make, so I've only got 4. I don't know how that happened. There's my design. A brief sketch anyway. There's room for sketches, lists of accessories, all your ideas, and there's some dotted pages you can print out for patterns and things. This is actually for sale as a digital file. It's only about £1.20. I'm not sure what that is in dollars. But it's very cheap, but it's very helpful. I'm not a very organised person, so this just helps me keep my ideas in one place. So my house is the Alpine Witch's house. So it's the name of the project, the date it was started, description of the project, who lives in the house, Tiny Gwen. I might make a cat. What do they like, need and want in their house? Now, this seems a bit of a strange thing to put down, but it's actually really important, because from this point is when all your ideas come to life. So once you have an idea of who's living in the house and the things that they need, and the things are the different rooms and the different styles, this is when it all starts to come to life, and this is when your ideas become reality. So Tiny Gwen, she likes colour and pattern and lots of cheer. She likes, excuse me, she likes magical items. She wants a workshop. She likes books, and she wants a box bed, a Scandinavian style box bed. in her Swiss house. I know it's very cosmopolitan. There's the scale, the period, the theme, special unique features. In my case, I want to hand make most of the things, and I want everything to be very colourful. So you can buy this for yourself. I'm finding it very useful. So I've mixed up the green colour that I want. I'm trying to match up the other three window boxes that I've made already. So I've used a bit of this light green, tiny bit of this turquoisey colour just to lessen it a bit, and a blob of white. And I think I'm pretty much there. I want to water it down slightly because I need to be able to see through the paint, so I don't want it completely opaque. Because I'm going over the actual pattern that I've printed out. As you can see, the design is still showing through, which is what I want, because I want to be able to go over that with the acrylic markers. So I'm not being too precious about it because I want it to look a little bit weathered. I've made up too much paint. The circle here, which is the design which we will cut out, I need to do in a darker turquoisey colour. So because the acrylic pens, we'll be able to use those over the background wash. They'll show up very, very well. Don't actually want, when we do the design, we don't want the black outline to show. So when you're using the acrylic pens, make sure that you're getting a nice coverage, so we don't see, well, unless you want the black design, you might do. For my purposes, I don't really want that. I want a kind of painted effect on there, like it's been hand painted and been outside for a few years. So nothing's going to be looking perfect and pristine and new. So don't have to be too precious over it. So I need this to dry. So I'm going to have a cup of tea and I'll come back. So it's a nice simple process. Once the paint was dry, I just drew on the designs in my pens, cut out the circle, stuck it on. I've gone round the black edge with a lighter green pen, so it just has a bit of a border rather than a black line. So now it's nice and dry. I'm going to cut round. This is glued on with PVA. I'm going to cut round with my scalpel. I'm going to make sure I don't cut so that the black line is showing. I need to go slightly inside the line. You'll need a cutting mat, your scalpel or your X-Acto knife with a nice new sharp blade, and a metal rule. Gonna need 2 cuts, I think, for each side, because it's quite thick. Oh. Make sure and I've just remembered I need to make this window box shallower, because my other window boxes are more shallow and I want this one to match up. So I'm just taking it in. I've just measured 5mm on the bottom panel, and and also the sides, because they need to match up with the bottom panel. So you can do this with your own. If you need different sizes, you can add extra, you can take off. It's pretty flexible and versatile. So once they're all cut out, front, bottom piece, the two sides, and the two decorative pieces that go on the end. So now I'm just going to go around the edge with a green pen, which is a similar colour. Doesn't have to be exact, as long as it's just covering over the cardboard. Some of these edges won't be seen once it's built, but I like to go around each of them just in case something doesn't quite match up, and then you don't really notice quite so much. So in case there's a slight miscalculation or it hasn't been cut, it's quite difficult with this scale to get everything exact. I guess there are people that do. I've seen lots of beautiful stuff on the internet, people's very, very precise work. This is more more artistic, I would say, more arty, more folky, a bit more rustic. So everything doesn't have to be precision. I'm not really one for straight lines, to be honest. I like things to be a little bit more organic, but you know, there are times when you need to have nice straight lines. Anyway, so go around all the edges, and then we'll come back to the gluing. So the piece has been drying with these 1, 2, 3 blocks that I use as a kind of jig. Pretty dry. So I've stuck the side pieces on and the bottom piece and the two decorative pieces. The top is all level, so all the sides and the front are all level at the top. See where the coloured section is. And then the bottom piece just slots in along the bottom. But you can't see the side or the bottom piece from the front, so they're all tucked in behind the front piece. So when you're putting it together, just make sure that you've glued it on the back side of the front panel. So this is ready to go on the house. Hurrah! And there he is, all finished. Ready for some flowers. So I just thought I'd show you the house with all 4 window boxes now. So front ones, and the one I did with you today. And this one I did as well. So all the window boxes are now done, thank goodness. It always seems to be the small fiddly jobs that take the longest to do, and sometimes they don't get done at all, so it's good to have those done, especially now because I really want to get some seasonal displays happening in the project. I'm going to be working next week on some paper flowers, some springtime flowers. I'm going to be doing primroses, ferns. I'm smiling here because I really don't know what I'm doing, to be honest, and it's the first time I've done paper flowers, so it'll be experimental. I think it'll be a lot of fun, so I'm hoping you'll join me next week to see how that goes. Also want to be doing a little rabbit, a card rabbit to go in the middle of the flower displays. So I think that'll be quite cute for Easter. Also, I wanted to say a thank you to everybody that's subscribed to my channel. It's very new. This is only my second complete, lengthy video. They're not really tutorials because I'm still learning myself. So it's just a sharing of things that I do. So thank you very much for taking me on trust and subscribing. I will be doing more, hopefully every week, but at least every fortnight, because this project is, as always, these doll's house projects become a little bit obsessive. it's waking me up in the night, and I'm thinking about it and wondering what to do next. And yeah, really looking forward to getting inside the project as well, doing the actual rooms. But for now, getting the exterior done is my focus. So please join me next week for the flower making. That should be fun. Also, the window box patterns are now in the Etsy shop. So if you fancy making your own, please download, print out, and do that. If you have a colour printer, all the easier for you because there's no painting to do. Then you can just cut out the designs pre-done. Also the also the worksheets are in the Etsy shop too. I'm just finding it hard to speak at the moment. Yes. the worksheets are in the Etsy shop as well. So if you fancy giving your organisational skills a boost, I always find it really helpful to make lists and put down my ideas. So anyway, hopefully see you next week. Bye for now.